In case you guys forgot last week, the audio is messed up. This is audio direct from the camera, not from the microphones. Check us out on Patreon and let us buy better equipment.
I like steaks. You get a welcome to steak, you can't take it back to the kitchen.
Degraded and humiliated by spirit. That is literally my
And everybody's done it. This ain't shit. You wait. With my ADD, I wait like 20 seconds. I mean,
That's a fact.
You know, remember the old contact capsules, the little things inside? I couldn't wait for them to fucking melt. I started the
Take a drug test.
I am an immediate gratification, which makes it ironic because I ain't got laid more than a dozen years. I mean, I've been fucked plenty, but I ain't got laid.
Welcome back to part 2. This is my man, Kevin G. Has been fucked a lot. Is what he's talking about. Welcome back to part 2, your favorite podcast.
Well, I used
the
to.
Bargoyles.
I used to actually, when I was working in the strip club, I would be responsible for establishing the weekly schedules. Mm-hmm. And let me put it to you, the difference between
that power you have.
The difference between a Tuesday afternoon, $60, most of it in quarters, and over $1,000 on a Saturday night. Created effort and enthusiasm with management. That's all I'll say.
What we're talking about is white men holding their power over you. Welcome to part 2. Let's get into that story. I want to get into that story, but let me introduce part 2. Not at all, bro. So, this is episode part 2, 104. The podcast, The Bargoyles. In part 2, we interview the guy here. You guys haven't heard the intros yet. Man's worked at strip clubs, has worked at bars, has worked at after-hour spots in New York City, and has maybe had some ties to the mob. We're going to get into all that here in part 2, but let's introduce some of your co-hosts here. We also have, back in office, as always, Nick.
What's going on, Corporate Nick? I'm not very corporate today, but I'm giving it my best shot.
What are you drinking, bro?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've had a shot of whiskey. I've had a White Claw. And then I've had this cannabis juice you gave me earlier.
Ah.
I'm feeling really nice.
I gave you, is your friend, you got a friend named I?
Oh, my man.
It
He
could not be
lives on
me.
I Street. He lives on I Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I say just
No,
say
Connecticut
that?
Avenue.
Gave me?
Connecticut Avenue.
He said, "I, who's I?"
National Holistic Healing Center, shout out. It is the Wegmans of weed.
The Wegmans of weed. Wow. And back in the coleslaw corner.
Back in the Ghost Clutch Boy, the fifth dentist, turning the consensus into chaos with a single no.
Single no. That's
man.
man. He's gonna disagree.
It's like you were trying to make a point of order at an anarchist convention, right?
Exactly.
I had the floor. What the fuck?
If not, I do
We're
now.
anarchists.
If not, I do now. What the jeez. Welcome. This is great. You've not missed the intro. If you didn't see the intro, please go to part 1. He's got a fucking story coming from New York. Down here. Well, what year was it you moved? It was 80.
I moved down here in 83.
83, okay.
I was working for the federal government.
If you give me the big 3 spots you worked in, just real quick to catch people up who didn't watch part 1.
I grew up in New York, did this, did that, moved down here, worked for the Veterans Administration, bartended all over the place, Old Epic Grill here, there, got sober in 1990, and actually laid off weed and everything else for around 20 years, be honest with you. And then,
Came back for a round two.
remember old Eddie Murphy there with his hot tub thing when he stuck his toe in the tub?
Felt good?
Yeah, I stuck my toe in the tub and...
Hey, got the bubbles.
The bubbles, let me tell you.
Aerated,
I don't
hot
remember
pressure.
her last name,
The
but
hot
it certainly was, I think.
It wasn't bubbles?
No, that was just the stage name.
Oh, there you go. Well, sometimes you never get past the real name. That's the only name you know.
You're right, Ignacio.
Oh my God! Don't do that. Don't do that. What's up? This is part 2. Let's get into some interviews. So we have some questions here, don't we, boys?
Yes, we do.
The
Yes,
content.
we
Did you want to introduce what the bar enemy, bar friend segment to our guest here?
Yes, so how this works, Kevin, is we're going to ask you a series of questions. We're going to find out whether you're an enemy to the people that work at the bar or you're a friend to the people that work on the bar. And, hopefully get some input and find out where you land.
Yeah, and I think I might have a unique perspective in that, I did manage bars and restaurants as well. So I was on both sides of that tightrope.
Oh, yeah. So our questions are going to obviously... For you, because we usually have them for just guests. We have people who've never worked in the industry. We got both here, and the retired.
Dude, I got a business to run. If you don't find somebody to work your shift, you're fired.
Oh.
Now you said about what now?
Did they tell you? Did they tell you about how I got fired? That just happened like 3 weeks ago, Kev.
No, really.
Oh, you reading my Instagram post? All right. What's the first question of the day? What do you want to hit him with, Nate?
Yeah, so I have a manager question. So you've managed a lot, and so you kind of opened it with schedules. Have you ever scheduled somebody that they're good at their job, but they've given you a hard time about some bullshit, and you're just sick of their just dumb shit? That you schedule them with an idiot on purpose?
No, never.
So they have to deal with an idiot.
Never, because an idiot on the floor makes a manager's job harder. So I was just looking to cover myself.
Yeah,
so
true.
listen, I don't have to like you. You want a friend, buy a dog. You want to get through a shift, get somebody who's a professional.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what their personality is. I ain't marrying them.
Okay. Oh, wow. Love the answer.
Yeah.
Strong out the
Yeah, I like
fucking
that.
gates
I
with
like
that,
that.
bro. Woo! That sent shivers down my spine. I wanted to send that to staff and let them know. Okay. Have you ever, as a bartender, knowingly used the kind of like wrong liquor on a drink and just sent it out anyways?
No.
They asked for a Jack and Coke and you on accident grabbed the gym.
No, I listen. I was good. Anyone who says they were never in the weeds is a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
But I could handle it, and I know that the server, they got a job that's going to reflect on theirs. Back in the day, there was no pool of stuff. The bartenders got what the bartenders got, and so why am I going to fuck, the waiter making $1.15 an hour, which was maybe what it was then, to get a bad tip or no tip because I messed up? Nah.
You say that, man. You say that because I got into it one time with this guy over here, man. With this exact thing, bro. Remember that table? Remember that fight we had where we didn't talk for a minute? Yeah. Bro, so DeConte comes up to the bar. He's like, bro, 17th beer, this the fucking food. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I don't care fuck about what's going on at your table. What do you need? I need a beer. I need it. All right, cool. Now, like later in the night, we're talking, and we got into it more over like beer head. It was just the entire night. It was on one. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" And then he came and be able to talk about like I was trying to fuck with your money. I was like, "You." That's the one that hurt me the most. I was like, "Bro, I wouldn't." What he's saying right now just rings so true for me. I was like, "Bro, I would never fuck with your money." Like, I know that. So like, what you just hit on, that's hit on the show. We actually talked about it a little bit on the show, and we grew past it. And look at us now.
Well, the crazy thing is, I never worked in a couple of quiet bars in the Bronx where the drunks were waiting at 8 o'clock to come in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of quiet
most
bar
of the bars I
yeah.
worked were very busy, 2-3 deep. So, you got an asshole, it's real easy. He's a vampire, you're a mirror, and you may fucking detox by the time I get around to giving you a drink. So there's more than one way to deal with somebody. So, they're gonna, if you're an asshole to me, you're gonna have somebody else who's not come up to the bar, because I don't see you.
There you go. Ooh, I love the silent treatment. That's such a fun power you have when you're behind the bar, when you know it's a slam bar. A guy can't come up, man, I can't get a drink. No one here can. He's like, yeah, but I feel like I'm being skipped. Because sometimes you get that feeling, you're like, I'm being skipped right now. I know I'm being skipped. Oh, Kevin's doing his thing. Okay.
That's the eye contact for me. When you make eye contact with a bartender, 3 times, they saw you.
They saw you.
You in the back of the line. You in the back.
You toss back. Yeah, toss back.
And if I get the finger, I'm signing your cast.
Don't worry.
Excuse me.
Bam. Just bam.
No excuse for you.
Okay, so my question to you now is, as a guest, I've seen you grab a drink at a bar, nice Heineken 00. Is that use your tab? Do you get food as well when you're out? Because you've been doing comedy.
Yeah, I mean, as the old man that I am, when you see me around 7:30 at night, that's usually past my bedtime, and I've been up twice to pee. So so no, I'm an old fashioned. Like by day now this summer, I'm an au pair, and by night I'm trying to get back in the comedy thing. So no,
So you're just getting the one item on the tab usually?
Yeah, and
so what do you take on that one item? That's what I wanted to get at. Like,
because I'm sitting there and it's like I'm a squatter. The least I've ever left at the Palm or over in Crystal City is 10.
Okay.
On 2
10 on a
beers,
drink is
on
nice,
2
yeah.
beers
10
or
on
1
2
beer.
yeah.
$16 for 2 beers and leaving 10 on 16. We wouldn't be sitting here in the basement on a fucking Wednesday afternoon if that was every tip.
Yeah, I gotta work on that one. Okay, all right, 10. That's 5 an item. That's
I will reward exceptional service. I will pay because it's part of the phrase. for bad
It's the phrase that
service,
pays.
but I will talk to the server and not the manager. And if the server is
Some servers
if
some
the
servers
server-
can't
if the
take that
server-
criticism. Yeah.
if the server
This
doesn't,
asshole.
if the server doesn't, then I'll write a letter the next day, not to anyone and not specifying anyone. You know, like I said,
Just use, like, very descriptive
anyone can
terms.
serve a drink, but not everybody's a bartender. Anybody can bring you your food, but waiters and waitresses, I'm sorry, it was a profession.
Yeah.
And you took pride in what you did. It wasn't a payoff loans. It wasn't in between. That was your job.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
I feel like you're hitting a football speech right now. I'm about to go back. Guys, Coach was right.
Coach was right.
Coach was right.
Shut the fuck up.
It's on us. It's on us right now.
Hello
It's
again,
on us,
sports
man.
fans. Howard Cosell speaking of sports
We
for
gotta go up there and
American
do
radio.
it.
Coach was right. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you got a question.
Yeah, after a long day of drinking, how much of a struggle is working a morning shift the next day?
Depends on how much coke you had.
Damn, you're not wrong.
Like
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Actually, I did find that if you had a real bad night of drinking
Yeah.
and you had to work early the next day, turn it into a 24, man.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I'd rather fall asleep on a patron in the middle of my shift than fall asleep on my bed and miss a shift.
there you go. That's dedication right
That's
there.
dedication.
No, it is funny because
No, it's poverty, man. Fuck dedication.
Bro, no, you say that. Look up Japanese people fake naps at jobs. It's a thing they do in Japanese culture where, like, you know
No,
the boss
I have
is
a
walking
life.
by.
I have a life.
Bro,
I have
I
a
grew up in
life.
Japan. This
You
is
didn't
a thing.
grow up, man. You might have been young there.
I was a little younger there.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. I never matured. No, but it was the thing that Japanese people would do, was just pretend to fall asleep because they see their boss walking by. They'd wake him up and he's like, man, working so hard that they're falling asleep on the job.
Wow, I
It's
didn't
a
know
real
my
thing.
I didn't know my
Real
wife
thing.
was Japanese.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Are we restarting? So yeah, fucking hate. Yeah. So that's the thing. You want to nap on the job? That's showing pure hard dedication. If you pull a straight 24 and I find you and you fell asleep on the gas, I'm like, that guy's so hard working.
He's giving it his best.
He's giving it so hard working.
Yeah, it's a-
We need to give him a
100%.
pizza
Yeah, but what's
party.
the suicide rate among Sony executives? Come on, man.
They
You know.
don't release those facts. I keep looking them up every year. But I do hard inquiries. I'm like, guys, how many of them? Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
How many fingers you got? That's a Yakuza joke.
Oh yeah, because they do by the nubs. Whoo. Whoo. Yakuza. So speaking of the Yakuza, what was it like having to work for some very what are they, seedly people?
You mean unsavory? Or
Unsavory?
seedy?
Savory.
Jace,
I combined both of those words.
you
Sorry.
went ESL on us, didn't you?
I went ASL, yes. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've had ASL all along, you know?
There you go. Yeah, what's it like working for those kind of characters?
You know, it's just a job. Everything looks so romantic. Listen, bartenders, waiters, right? You watch it on TV, you think it's the greatest fucking gig in the world. You dance around. Oh my God, who wouldn't want to be a bartender? That's the move.
Shout out Tom Cruise.
The
Yeah.
mob, yeah. And, you know, the mob is, you know, a bunch of guys scheming to make as much money as they can without having to work at all and having people work for them. I have seen violence. I have seen much violence. But I also saw touching, you know, they're guys. They're people, you know, that are a little bit sociopathic. You know, like most of Woodbridge.
I was like, no, although, yeah, that's the thing, right?
And,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
you know, it was interesting. There were moments, like I said, that were real scary, but I got to sit as close as we are to Frank Sinatra up at the Westchester Premier Theater. Picture me back in the 70s in that silk leisure suit with the pterodactyl collars and the
All the way
Travolta
up.
half a platform shoes, looks like Elton John.
What's the
cut
chest hair
half of it off.
situation? What's the chest hair situation?
The chest hair was big at the time, and I had more chains on me than Kunta Kinte.
Toby.
Don't dead him, man. Don't
So,
dead him.
you know-
all right? Okay. So you didn't have the
I don't wanna
use
get
all the chained up.
political,
Use all the
so I
chained
I mean, you
up.
went Kunta Kinte, Kevin. You went Kunta Kinte.
I'm not trying.
I did.
You're the first one ever to do that on the show.
You sped past the speed
Well, he's the
limit.
first one to say.
Juneteenth was last week, motherfucker.
He's the first one to say chains, and
There's so many
listen.
other words
You know what?
could do.
I don't believe
Chain reaction.
Seriously, all right? I'm going to try to
Chain
recover or else
4-7.
bury myself right here. All right,
The
you ready?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't think I
Chaining
think
Day.
Juneteenth should be observed and not celebrated because it allegedly calls for the end of slavery in the United States. And until that happens, to me, it's like Memorial Day. Nobody should say Happy Memorial Day because it's about the people that died protecting this country. Whether it was you or me, they were protecting. That's another argument altogether.
Yes.
But, you don't say Happy Memorial Day. I said, maybe Blessed Juneteenth or maybe next year or something. But, it doesn't.
That's what you say to Cowboys
It's-
fans every playoffs.
The Cowboys last won a championship
That
during,
was 4.
during Bill Clinton's first administration.
Before the blowjob.
But don't worry.
Yeah, pre-blowjob, yeah.
Washington Commanders haven't won since George H.W. Bush's administration. So, just a little fun fact.
You really age yourself when you give presidents.
Yeah.
We haven't got there yet.
Yeah,
But
we're not
that's
there
really
yet.
I like that though. I like
Presidents have precedents.
that.
So,
You're not
there
wrong
you
with
go.
that. As far as for you, then I'll ask if we're on the topic of sports. As a drinking guy who used to drink, what did you think the most fun sport to attend while drinking was? Like I'll give you
Curling.
Curling.
The beer stayed cold.
Okay. I
No,
guess-
serious. We used to go up on the Hudson River.
Okay, I'm
you,
saying, where you
we
seeing
were watching
this?
curling, yeah.
Where you doing this?
you know curling, right? When
I
you-
know what it is. Yeah.
Where are you checking this shit out?
I'm just
at?
like, are they still
It's
going
like
today?
pick-up curling games. Like, hey guys, let's get a couple.
How do you find a pickup curling game before cell phones or the internet?
Eh?
Eh? Oh, it's Canada.
Canadians.
Yeah, okay.
Canadians, yeah.
No, actually, the best is baseball because there's so much time between pitches, between innings. And
You're not
Yeah,
missing
not
anything.
anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't care what the
Oh, it's
pitch.
fast now.
I
Yeah,
don't
now it's
care.
faster, but
Look,
yeah,
there's a
you're right.
pitch clock, but
Yeah.
it still lasts 2.5, and you don't miss much if you pass out.
Yeah, you know shit.
Find me in another
Especially
section.
watching the Nats.
God, the NASA's
G and ATS are more exciting.
Oh God, it's rough right now. Okay, cool. What about actually DeConte? That question I just asked him, I want to pose to you guys as well because I don't know if I've heard your guys' opinions. Best sporting event to be drinking at?
Yeah, I know the answer because we have talked about this. But
Oh yeah, okay.
I remember my old answer, and I'm kind of still stick with this. Probably hockey, because they're just up the whole time. They're except when the puck's on ice, but they're fucking drinking hard. But the answer, I know the answer, but I'm gonna let
I don't know the answer.
So I've never been to a basketball game or a hockey game, but I have to say, I think baseball. Even though I'm not a big fan of the sport, it's a good time drinking.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
fun,
yeah,
yeah.
It's a great time.
It's summer.
Oh, it's summer, yeah. What's
summer,
that? Ooh, if you can catch that early spring
Yeah.
though. Yeah, baseball, right? Yeah, it's baseball. Did we decide? We
You
decided?
don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
you
can-
gave us the answer last time.
Oh,
It
shit. I
blew
don't
my
know.
mind.
Or you
It's
can build one of
NASCAR.
those cup,
Oh, NASCAR.
one of those
It's
cup
NASCAR.
bridges like the defenders had over at Audi Field.
Yeah, but you still gotta buy that shit. NASCAR, you can bring your own.
You can bring
shit
a
in
cooler.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How much is
You
it?
can bring all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah, but that's the price to pay to spend hours with rednecks.
Yeah,
dude.
but if
I
you're
would
drunk,
rather,
you don't know
I would rather pay
It's
cash.
fun.
Oh, great! I got free beer.
fun, man.
I'll
Yeah,
be drunk when they
boy.
kill me.
All right, got some enemy behavior now, baby. Doesn't
Rednecks
like
are
the South.
fun, dude.
Doesn't like the South.
Roll
Let me
Tide,
throw that out,
baby.
baby.
I don't give a piss about the cat.
Okay, all right. Conte, you got a question for him?
Alright, this is a little unorthodox. So just going back to what you said, easiest way to carry a drunk/dead body.
Well, it depends if it's carpet or tile or linoleum.
Linoleum. Okay.
Linoleum.
Okay.
I would say it's got to be under the pits and a drag feet last. But
Okay.
it becomes more difficult than a rug. But if you're on linoleum, tiles are like the speed bumps you pass. When you're on Telegraph Road. Okay, you hear
Those are
click,
called
click, 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 click,
Peruvians.
click, click, going there. But Yeah, unless you got top, and then you can drag anything. It depends on what you have set up prior to the execution of your execution.
Jesus.
It's the fight of the fight.
Yes, my child.
That's it. You asked this question. He's like, oh god. I'm like, yeah, you asked this question.
Too many questions.
Wait,
Oh, that's an interview. Sorry.
Uh,
I refuse to answer on the grounds it might be
Plead the
criminal.
fifth, right? Come on.
I don't drink anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4,
No, yeah.
Allegedly.
At what age were you first ID'd? That is something I'm very curious about.
Well,
Always we have underage trying stories, but yeah.
I was
18.
ID'd when I started going into bars at age 15, but in the old days,
Yeah.
there was the selective service, there was the draft. And when you turned 18, you got a selective service draft card that showed you were 18. The drinking age in New York was 18. So
Old enough to die, old enough to drink.
we bought fake draft cards. And some of them were good, some of them were pitiful. God bless my mother's soul. Before she died, she took out this box and showed me my feeble attempt at age 16
to make one with construction paper.
I'll tell you what, I've seen better looking ransom notes.
You're not getting the kid back. If it's a bad ransom note, you're not getting
You're not getting the kid back. He's dead by the
Well, I tell you, I just got finished watching 3 of my grandchildren and a dog for 6 days.
Oh.
And believe
yeah,
me,
you've been
if
hard
they were
babysitting, yeah.
kidnapped, they would have paid me to take them back.
Plus gas. Throw that in.
Why? That was so plus gas.
Throw some
And
gas
if
in
you
it.
act now,
No, just want them to know.
just pay shipping
You're
and
gonna pay
handling.
me, no, but I want you to shipping and handling. Yeah, I gotta go pick them up. You can't if you're not bringing them back. I gotta go pick them up. You but cover the gas too. What?
But wait,
gas
we
ain't
have
free.
a kitchen magician.
Gas ain't free. But wait, there's more. How many drinks do you think it would take you to reach, bam, your spot? When you were drinking?
Then
Yes, then yeah.
I was drinking more than a case of beer a day.
A case a day?
How much was the case? 24 or 12 or?
Yeah, some people.
What's a
argue
case?
that.
A case
12.
hasn't changed.
I believe it's 12. But
I believe it's
some
12.
people know that there's a 24.
Case is 24.
Six-
See,
It's a pack.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
okay.
6 is a pack.
6
I've always
is a pack.
Yeah,
It's a
you're not
6-pack.
wrong though. Like
24 beers.
24 is a case,
That's
but
a-
I also say
yeah.
12 pack is a case. So what do you call 24?
Damn, a 24 is a case.
That's what
now
I'm
that I
saying,
think
yeah.
about it, a 12 pack. I also say.
Oh,
that.
12
Now that I
pack.
think about it.
Yeah.
So now that we've gone through the math, you want to talk about my cirrhosis? So actually, I come from a family of long
24
livers. My father
beers a
had
day.
a liver this long. My grandfather had a liver this long. Yeah.
Andre the Giant used to do like 24 in a sitting.
Oh man. Yeah, he would do these pyramids.
Well,
His
we-
record's like what 311,
Gotta be right.
311 beers sitting.
Now, there's allegations that Wade Boggs, baseball player, look it up, it did
Juiced?
80 beers on a flight from Boston to L.A. Look it up, Wade Boggs.
It's 5 hours,
beer,
right? 5 hours.
5 hours. In the old days, might have been 6.5. There were jets,
many
but they
beers?
weren't as fast. 86 or something like
86?
that.
Andre the Giant shits on that.
Well, yeah, but still,
Andre
that's
the
crazy.
Giant's
yeah.
dead.
I know, but Wade Boggs
Andre
is
the
still alive.
Giant would have brought the plane down.
Shit,
For Christ's sake.
Oh, they wouldn't let him fly. They would not let him fly. They don't have cargo planes big enough for that. That's why they rode the bus. These are the reason they had to ride the bus. The bus was dragging.
Speaking of which, you watching that new Game of Thrones stuff there? Dragon thing? I thought it was
I was going to say, speaking of that, are we watching?
I don't know. I heard this thing about the dragon. I thought it was
I
RuPaul's
heard it.
special.
There we go.
Nice.
Working bits.
Oh!
I love it, dog. I love a good bit. I love a good bit. I love a good bit.
Let
Baby
me tell you.
boy.
Right.
I love
So,
it.
I got a bit of a question here. I was told by Isaac, I didn't know this, that people used to pay their tab at the end of the month. During your time in bartending or management, like was that like a real, like,
Absolutely.
have you ever seen some crazy shit happen off of that? Like they rack up a K of the stack and then they disappear?
You wouldn't let it get past a certain thing.
I have never. It was only in New York, and that was in the 70s and early 80s. Yes, there were people you knew that got paid every other week.
Yeah.
postmen, teachers, this and that.
Regular people.
Regular people, man. That was the America.
Us
man.
today.
That was America.
You don't get paid.
You know the way you see the old Western, they come in on the clapboard, they order this and that, they write it down and say, see you at the harvest time. That's
Look at that. How much fucking, how much you drink in a season? A season? Bro, what?
and the nice thing is, when they pay at the end of the month, the tip was larger. So, you don't want a guy, having his kid out there, and kids would come into bars.
Polio.
And kids would
Put
drink.
on my dad's
Polio,
tab.
man.
Put on my dad's tab. Don't worry. No, DeConte thought, I was telling DeConte about this the other day. He thought I was making it up.
Sorry,
I was like,
President
bro.
Roosevelt. No.
Yo, shout out President Roosevelt. You don't get enough shout outs, man.
He said polio.
No, man.
Shadow Pose.
Shout out polio. So
Yeah,
this
gotta
is,
bring that shit back, dude.
this is. Oh no, actually, I wanted to ask you about. So how was Old Ebbitt? Old Ebbitt is one of the most iconic bars. Sorry, in DC. Been there quite a few different times. Beautiful. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. I've never actually met someone that worked there that has left.
It is a landmark,
Yeah.
and it was. You hate to be trite. It was like walking into Yankee Stadium if you're a minor leaguer and you're getting a chance to play the field. And,
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that I hated, and I guess you guys, the only thing I hated about working at the Old Ebbitt was the last day of the month. When you do inventory, if you've ever been down to the Old Ebbitt,
Okay.
you got to dial a 9 and a 1 to get from one end of the fucking bar to the other. And every bottle had to be lifted. And there was none of this automatic stuff, and you went on down the line, and there were hundreds of bottles. Then you had to do the wines in the wine cellar. So everybody hated the last day of the month. But that used to be everywhere. I don't know what they do.
That's inventory sucks.
Yeah.
That's inventory.
I got it coming up this Sunday.
Hey, don't feel bad for yourself there. Sunday is my 17th wedding anniversary, so you need help with
Shout
the
out to-
inventory.
Come on over there.
Not your for you. Please let me. I'm trying to clear my day. Anything you guys need, let me know. I got you on that day. 17th.
Yeah, celebrity. We got a celebrity guy coming in.
So do we have any more questions? Or do you want to go to the vote? What are we thinking?
Man, I think we're ready for a vote. We know.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Ready for a vote? Okay, so we're let them know what we're about to do.
Yeah. So
execution ceremony.
Yeah. So right now, what we're gonna do is we are all gonna vote, kind of as a group, but individually at the same time, on whether we think you are a bar enemy or a bar friend, whether that's as a guest or as a manager or as a employee. We are going to vote whether we think you are
So-
an enemy or a friend.
Okay.
Based on these questions we just heard, Conte, what are you feeling on my man here?
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and give him a bar friend.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, once you're in the management, man, and you've been on both sides, you know how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, some managers suck. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's true.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, I didn't think he was like.
I ain't never fucked with the content, dog. He ain't got no stories.
Listen, those who can do,
Exactly.
those who can't
Teach.
those who can't do or teach, manage. Sorry.
Quip it.
Nice.
That's a clip. Nick, how you feeling?
No, this is easy for me. This is
Okay.
this is easy for me. Bar friend for sure. It was based off really. It started off with the first question. It was like, do you out of spite schedule somebody?
Oh,
with you?
yeah.
And I kind of like that answer because it's my answer too. Is like, why would I make it harder for me?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, why would I make it harder for me? But it is like you want to get back at someone fucking with you,
Yeah.
but you. All right, so I'm gonna definitely bar friend. It went off the first question, whether you would screw over yourself by scheduling someone who's been kind of messing with your job a little bit, and then also he's seen it all, done it all. Like,
Yeah.
how can you say and every question and it was answered with like experience and just respect for the craft in the game.
Forethought. Yeah.
So there's no other way to go. No other way to go.
I didn't want to agree with that, but I did. It hit on every single point for me. You were a straight bar friend. I thought you'd have some funny stories about fucking people over on schedule, but that once you came with that energy, I think it put all of us in check real quick because we were like, "What's up? Having a good time?" And then you're like, "Boom, no, never." I would never fuck up my own shift. I'm like, oh shit, we got a pro here, boys. We got a real pro. We got to come prepared with our questions. But 100%, I think bar friend across the board.
Well, if you liked me today,
I'll hate you
why
tomorrow.
don't you bring me back? I have dozens of stories. Trust me.
Oh, we could, definitely working as check-ins with Kevy G.
Right.
You know, some updates on Kevy G. We can definitely work into the segment sometime. But 100% for us, bar friend. Appreciate you coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, folks, it's time to rehydrate. Thank you all.
There we go. As always, follow him, Kevin G, here on the Facebook there. Come back. We'll see you guys for the next episode.
Bye.
Degraded and humiliated and broke my spirit. That is literally my pickup technique for everything.
That's a fact.
This is the best time.